Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Check it out. I am super pumped because I know what this is. As I told you, I have a Panasonic G85 coming in. It's here. Came in last night. I had to teach a photography class at the college last night, but the camera came in the evening. I don't know, it was weird. It came in as a late delivery. I'm super pumped. I'm very excited that it came in, but we got to unbox this thing. We got to get it out of the package because I've been so excited to get my hands on this. For those of you that don't remember, although I'm sure most of you do, the G85 is essentially the update to the G7, which is one of my favorite cameras to date, and I've recommended that to a lot of people. I've shot an awful lot of video with it. So I'm very excited to check this one out because it's basically the newer version, the big brother, if you will. So here it is out of the package. Let's get the box out of the way so we're not distracting from our beautiful new G85. Now, some of you are confused. I believe this is called the G80 in parts of the world. I've seen it often noted as a G80 / G85 because in some parts of the world it's actually a G80. But here in North America and in Canada and the States, it is a G85. So let's get it out of the box. The comes with, what do we have here? A little brochure of lineup of lenses. We've got some manuals in there. We'll definitely have to be digging in them just to see what the new features and whatnot are. Now this kit is, I believe, the 1260. Yeah, so this comes with the Lumix G Vario 12 to 60 millimeter f3.5 to 5.6 ASPH Power OIS. So that's this little guy right here. Might as well take it out of the packaging. Nice and small lens. Even extended, it's pretty small. So interesting choice of kit lenses. We'll see how it performs. I'm excited to try it. And mostly, the big news here is this baby right here. I'm very excited to get this into action. So here is the G85. And it's very reminiscent. When I open it, my immediate thoughts are, it just reminds me a lot of my G7. It's very, very similar for the body and whatnot. As a matter of fact, if you had both of them, it would be hard to distinguish, I would say, unless you had them right side by side. I think because it is an update, it's a very similar body. So you can expect, if you're familiar with the G7, to be familiar with the G85 here. Let's get the kit lens on here, just so we can get a lens on this camera. So there we go. That's the G85, brand new G85 with the full vari-angle. I don't know if they use that terminology, but the full movable LCD. So you can swing it right around. You can see yourself in it. You can shoot high, you can shoot low with it. One of the big things I love about this, plus it's touchscreen, which is all of that is inherited from the G7. Beautiful looking little camera. Super excited, as you guys know from my previous videos, to get this in. I'm so glad it's already come in, and to get doing some shooting with it and testing it. Let's just see what else was in the box, because we have a strap and battery charger and a battery and a USB cable, and that looks like that is the entirety of what is in the box. So, there we have it. Got to get the, I don't know, sometimes I put the strap on, sometimes I don't. I'm in the studio, I'm mostly a non-strap shooter guy, but then usually when I'm out, I like it on, so it ends up staying on sometimes. But really excited to try this out with some of non-Panasonic lenses with adapters, with this lens, the kit lens, the 12 to 60, which I have not shot with the 12 to 35 f2.8, which I currently am filming this video with on the GX8. We'll do some comparisons for you with the GX8. In some ways, this body almost seems smaller than the GX8, and it may be for width and height, but thickness, it's got a deeper hand grip. I always like the hand grip of these. So really excited to get this into play. Let me give you a little rundown of specs. So what do we have here? The big points that are of interest to me, the points that got me very excited about this update are the 5-axis dual IS. I don't think we can understate how awesome that is to get the 5-axis dual IS in here. So that's going to be huge. Any lens you put on here is going to be image stabilized now. It's nice to see Panasonic moving over to that. Next up, we've got a new shutter unit and magnesium front panel, which reduces shutter shock by approximately 90%. So that's pretty cool. So you're not going to be at low shutter speeds or in any situation where shutter shock is going to affect it. You're not going to have that, 90% reduction. So it virtually eliminates it. So I'll be interested to see how that is. I don't remember that being a big problem with the G7, but I'm always happy when we get improvements in a body, which Panasonic's great for, bringing us new and advanced tech and making refinements and improvements to already great products. We've seen that in the GX line. We've seen that in the GH line. The GH4 has basically, been refined down the line from, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 is coming, which is going to be very refined. What else do we have on here? We've got the 4K technology, which was in the 7 as well, but you get 4K photo from there. So effectively, you get 30 frames a second, 8 megapixel equivalent from the 4K photo, which is a really neat feature to have. One of the other cool things is, I think the contrast AF system in here, the DFD, the patented Panasonic, I almost said Tanasonic, the patented Panasonic DFD, that's depth from defocus technology. That's how they make that laser fast autofocus happen in the new Panasonic cameras. It, I believe, is a tweaked system. I don't know if they're calling it a whole new system, but I do believe it's been tweaked. You can get a ultra fast focusing of approximately 0.07 of a second, which is pretty impressive. I'm excited to try that out. Not that the G7 was ever a slouch. I really liked that camera too. Burst shooting performance is improved to achieve 9 frames per second. So that's up to 300 JPEG or 45 RAW. So that is an improvement. That's really, really nice. Also, this is a rugged design. It's a splash-proof, dust-proof body. Just making sure I have the right terminology. It's not waterproof, but splash-proof and dust-proof, which is very welcome when you're outdoors shooting in wet, damp environments or dusty environments. So really, really nice with that. We've got a OLED LVF, which is a 2360 dot high resolution monitor. So that's pretty cool. Retains the touchscreen LCD on the back, which we have from the G7. The 16 megapixel sensor in here now has no low pass filter. So we should be seeing higher than 16 megapixel results, because with the low pass filter removed, things will be sharper. So we're getting, probably closer equivalency to 18 to 20, but that remains to be seen. We'll have to test it, but I'm excited to see how that performs. All initial impressions look very good. What else do we have here that I wanted to tell you? It does have an external output for external monitor recorder via HDMI, so you can record via HDMI to an external recorder. Bonus. It's got the 3.5 microphone jack. So the 3.5 millimeter microphone jack. And it'll be interesting to see. I'm wondering if we get a little bit more control over the audio in it than we had in the G7. The G7 was nice. I'm wondering if this gives us a little more control. Another feature I'm kind of excited about is the L monochrome mode. So they're claiming you get impressive monochrome with rich gradation like that of black and white film. So that would be impressive. I like to shoot black and white. Usually I convert after the fact, but will be neat to play with it in camera with this new photo style they have there. So, and then the last thing, which I don't have with me, but I'm actually going to see if I can get a hold of one, is they have a new battery grip for this. It's the DMW BGG1. So that's it says realizes comfortable long time shooting. So I'm gonna have to check the specs on that, but I think that means then that we're gonna be able to put an extra battery in, whether that's 2 in the grip or 1 in the camera and 1 in the grip. So for a combination of 2, which will obviously give us twice the battery life. And then usually there's some extra features on it, whether it's buttons, an extra trigger or whatnot. But I'll have to look that up and see because I don't have one yet. But I'm interested to try that out too. So in a nutshell, those are the specs for this new G85. Really excited to get it into use here at Art of the Image, to start shooting some videos for you guys with it, to get out in the field with it, do some sample 4K videos, some sample photos, and just put it through its paces. If you guys have any questions about the G85, let me know in the comments below. I'll see if I can get them answered for you. If I don't know the answer, of course I can get them answered for you. I'll get Panasonic to answer it for you. I know some great folks at Panasonic. So hopefully I'll have some stuff up really soon, maybe even this week for you, coming out of the G85. But again, any questions about it, leave them in the comments below. I will also post a link below for where you can purchase the G85. You can check out the full details and the price and whatnot there. And thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.